Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio. Welcome back. We're going to go ahead now and put these signatures together. So what I've done so far, let me scoot in a little bit here. What I've done so far is I went ahead and marked where I want to glue them together. And I marked just a little over an inch, like 1 1/8 inches on each piece, both sides. So if you can see, I think you can see there's a line right here, and if you flip it over, there's a line right there. So that way I should be able to line these up pretty well and glue them. And before we get gluing, I wanted to show you, so this is kind of the size book that we're replicating. I love this size, 5x7. And when I made this one, I covered the covers with fabric. But I think for this one, I'm going to cover it with this paper, the covers, and I've cut those out. So these should fit. They're a little bit bigger than the actual pages here. I cut these cardboard out. This is, let me get it. They are about 4 1/4, not about, exactly 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. So they will fit here because our fabric spine, I picked this fabric, will go here. So it'll kind of flip around, and then I really struggled trying to pick something out. So, and then this will go on the top. So it'll look like this. I kind of like that. And then we'll do a topper of some sort when we get there. So that's what I've done so far. I went ahead and marked my signatures. I picked out my paper and my fabric for the spine, and I cut my cover pieces. But first we need to get these glued because they have to dry, and I usually let them dry overnight. So I'm going to use a silicone brush, and I'm going to use PVA glue. But before I do that, I want to get my silicone mat. Just a minute. Just because it's easier to clean off if I lay this down. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm going to do from the back forward, okay? So what I need is the last two. So what I need is to put glue on this side, and then glue, and then put this one down. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of paper, like my book page, and put it in here. And I'm going to use tacky glue, the original tacky glue. And I'm going to put that all over this. I'll use the silicone brush to pull it out to the edges and that. Okay. Just see if I'm on camera here. Okay, and I want to, this dries pretty fast, so I may have to do it twice here. Oh, I got a hair on it of some sort, a piece of thread or a hair or something. And I'm going right to that line. It's real important that I have glue right to there. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to take this paper out, and I want to line these up as best as I can. And I'm using the tacky glue because it does give us some wiggle room. So I want to line these up. Okay, so there's one. Okay, or the back. Let's see, we've got back. She's going to be in the back. It doesn't matter. So then we're going to bring this one over. Oh, I should put my paper in here. This is tough because you got to like kind of work fast with this so it doesn't dry too fast. And I'm putting a lot of glue on because I do not want this to come apart. Okay, we're going to take our paper out. We're going to try to line this one up. And see where we're off a little? We can trim that out, so that's not a big deal. I don't want to trim it now though, I want to wait because I've got the bottoms lined up good. So this could just be off a little bit. So, okay, and then we want to do the next one. Put our paper in here. Okay, so we've got them all together. I love it. Okay, so now what happens is when you open it, they lay kind of flat because of the gap that we've left here. So what I'm going to do is I bought at the used bookstore a big flower book. Let me find it. And I've been cutting it up, but it is heavy. So I'm going to put this on top and move it off to the side while we make our covers. Okay, so the next step is we want to cover these, and we don't have to worry too much about the inside of them because our pages are going to go on there. So we want to cut them a little bigger than so that we can fold them in, but a little bigger than our covers. And I think if we do it this way, we'll be good. That should be fine. So we want it to be about 8 inches, maybe 8.5, I don't know. Maybe 8.25 inches. We'll make them 8.25. Yeah. So I want to cut this at 8.25 and then 6 and 6. So we'll do 8.25 first. That'll save us a bigger strip. I'm all about saving paper. So at 8.25 or thereabouts. See, if I cut it at 6, I would end up cutting each one at 8.25. I'd have 2 pieces instead of 1. So that's the only reason I did it that way. And then this way, if we do 6 each, we should be good. And what we want to do is glue this down to our paper, like so. So let's go ahead and use our, oh, I should have kept my brush out. Try again, Tommy. Okay, so we're going to put our glue on. Actually, I probably don't need the brush because I'm going to wrap it. Yeah, I don't think I need that right yet. And I want to make sure there is some writing on underneath. If you can see, there's writing in the background. I want to make sure that that's facing up. And we'll just lay this down like this. I'm gonna guess you can't hear that thundering, but oh my gosh, it's a lot of thundering. We need our other one. I want to make sure my writing is upright, correct. These journals really, if you were to, not worry about trying to do it on video or whatever, you could make one of these. And remember, I'm making them they're not embellished at all. They're like, I don't know what to call them, naked. The pages don't have any pockets, no embellishments at all. You can make one of these in a day, easy. Easy peasy. Probably the thing that takes me the longest, honestly, picking out fabric and picking out the paper. It's crazy that it takes me so long to do that part of it. Okay, and then what we want to do is a little glue right here, which won't hurt, but okay, is we want to fold our pieces in, so we want to kind of miter it. And I'm not real good at this. I don't know how people do this so well, but they just kind of go like this, and then like this, like this, and then like down to there, and then kind of like that. I don't know how they do it. They don't do it straight in. They kind of curve it around a little like that. I don't know. We'll see if this works. I'm not very good at this, so I know when I do it with fabric, I'm not very good at it. And we want to push it up because we absolutely don't want any of this cardboard to show, because you do see a little bit of this paper or fabric or whatever right here on the edge. So we don't want any of the cardboard to show. Okay. So before I do any gluing, I want to make sure that I'm good this way as well. Okay, we're good there. And we're good there. I think we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and do the end pieces, but I think I'm going to use my art glitter glue just because I know this is kind of it's not a heavy cardstock, but it's a heavier paper. And I want to make sure that it stays down well. So Kirk and I joined a gym. We get it because we get our the Medicare Advantage covers it. I want to just trim this a little bit because I got a little bit of an overhang. And so the only thing that we have here that we get any kind of regular exercise is I do have a recumbent bike. And we have the pool. The problem lately with the pool is when we had just the one puppy, it was easier. But now with the two puppies, they're so active in the pool that you almost can't leave them really. Like both of you can't swim, you know? So anyways, I joined this gym back when I had my hip replacement way back in 2018. I had my hip replacement at the end of 2018. And once I was released from physical therapy, I joined and was going, and then the virus hit and I went for a short while, and then I just didn't feel real safe there. So I stopped going and I just never went back. But I decided it's time for me to get into shape. Look how pretty that is. Okay, we're going to do the other one. So we did join the other day. We went in and signed up, and it's so funny. The two of us, it's like we really are not in shape for sure. So it was kind of funny, but we're trying to figure out how to use the equipment. This gym is open 24 hours because it's really close to my house. Like literally, we could probably walk there. So we went the other day and signed up and just kind of looked at the equipment and did the treadmill and the elliptical for a short while. But this time we went in and we were both trying to figure out the different equipment. And they have like, you know, what do you call them? QR codes. So you can do that and it'll show you how to, if you scan the QR code, it'll show you how to use the machine and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was so comical. So I go in and I'm on this one machine and it's for your upper body, which I'm not real strong. I have stronger legs than I have upper body, even with my hip replacement. So you know, you look and the weight's on like 90 pounds. So I go, well, I'll split that in half. I'll do 45, right? Yeah, no. Honestly, I ended up on 10 pounds. I did 5 reps. It seemed a little easy. So I moved it up to 20, which really meant there was a lot more resistance. But I did 5 reps. And then I put it up to 30 and did 3 more reps, sets of reps. And that was all I could do. It's like, oh my heck. Like I could never have done 5 reps of 30 pounds. That would have been too much. Somebody had that on 90 pounds. Anyways, what happened too is that machine it's got these things that rest on your shoulders as you push up. And then there's another part where you're actually doing abdominals. So you're pushing and going that way. And man, it was not easy. But anyways, so I did that. Then I did legs. Oh, after I had my hip surgery, they had me do this machine where you just put your feet on it and you put the weight on and you just push. And you're pushing the weight, but then on the return, you don't want it to snap back. You want to come back slow. So you're also giving resistance to that weight. And I did pretty good on that. I was pretty proud. So I was able to get my like 5 reps of 5. And I don't remember what I had it on, 30 pounds or 40 pounds, something like that, which wasn't too bad. And then I did one more machine. And then I went over and got on the treadmill. And what I found was on the treadmill, this is so weird. I walk fairly fast in general. Like if I'm walking with people, I tend to walk fairly fast. I have to pay attention to walk slower. Since I had my hip done, or since all my hip problems, I really slowed down quite a bit. But anyways, so I noticed that it's hard for me to walk. Oh, that looks really nice. Okay. Okay, so we've got these 2 done. Let's see how for the sake of video, so we're going to put our material is going to get glued here. Oh, I have to do it this direction. Here and to here. And so we want to kind of find the middle. And the thing with this material, fabric, is you don't want to pull it too tight, but you don't want it to be too loose. So I'm just laying it on there. And I'm going to hold it up against here without pushing the journal down at all. I don't want to push it down, okay? I just want to hold it there, and I'm looking. I don't think you can see, but I can see the bottom where the edge underneath the underside of the fabric is. And I want to kind of center it a little bit. So I'm going to do this way, and now I want to really turn it around and see how much of an overhang I have, which is not a lot. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay, with that in mind, I want to take my pencil and I just want to make a mark. I want to pull my fabric back just a hair, and I'm going to make my mark right here. Okay, and I know that I need to put my glue here. So what we're doing is we're not gluing right here. So we're going to glue a strip right here. I'm going to go just past that line. Okay, and I probably could put some Fabri-Tac on there just to be sure. Probably just should have used that to begin with. Okay, I'm probably off camera here, but let's see. So then we want to pull our fabric over to that line there. Okay, then we want to turn our journal over and do the same thing. So I'm not putting glue all the way to this end. I'm putting it, I'm going to measure in just a second, about to there. So there's where my My line should be about right there, give or take. And I'm going to go in just a little bit. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac. Okay, and that should hold pretty good. So I'm going to pull that over just to the edge. So I'm not pulling it real tight. I'm just pulling it over a little bit to cover that line. Okay, and then we have our, like this, and then these are going to go on like this. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Okay. Okay, so these are going to go on. So what I want to do is, okay, so I've got to turn this around. This is up. I want this, so this is up. Okay, so I want this on here. Okay, so I want to go all the way to this end right here with my Fabri-Tac, but not all the way to the top and or bottom, but I want to be right at the edge. Okay, because this doesn't go all the way to the edge of the piece, so I don't need Fabri-Tac there. I can use my art glitter glue or my tacky glue. Let's use art glitter glue. I'm trying to stay inside here, inside the edge. And you can mix your glues if you want. There's no harm in that at all. You just want to make sure you got a lot of glue on here. Okay. And this is the side we have the Fabri-Tac on. Okay, we want to hold our page up and kind of center it. Oh, I love it. And we're going to do the same to the other side. So we're going to put our Fabri-Tac on, let's see, up. Am I on the up? Yes. Okay. So we're going to put our Fabri-Tac on this side, and we want it to go all the way to the edge. This is a designed paper, so you can't really tell, but we don't want it to go all the way to the bottom or all the way to the top. And then we'll run a line that's inside those edges. Lots and lots of glue. And can you see where I'm kind of trying to line this up? Center it. I love it. Okay. I need to fill my art glitter glue. So basically, that is our book. Look at this. It's so pretty. I just love it. Now I did notice that I had a couple of places where I wanted to trim. So let's go back through and just look at our pages. This one is a separator page. And it looks like we could trim just a smidge off here. And I'm trying to be very careful because I literally just want to take a sliver off where I can see the white. And honestly, you could probably just distress that and nobody would notice the difference. You'd never ever know it. It's not white all the way down, so that's good. Okay, and let's go to the next one. And this is the same, but let me show you. If we just distress that, it will disappear. Look, it just turns brown. So it's neither here nor there, especially because this is kind of a geometric background. Now here, I'm noticing it a lot more, so I want to trim. I'm not sure that we could cover that with the distress. It looks like it's almost a 1/16 of an inch right there. Okay. There. Okay, so that one looks good. We got another one that's kind of cattywampus. Somebody didn't cut this straight or didn't line it up, one or the other. And that somebody would be me. I don't want to cut too much off. Let's see if we can disguise this part a little. I think we can. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Then we'll go to our, this side looks good. This one looks pretty good. A little bit here. Now, if you're more careful, I was trying to kind of move it right along here, but if you're more careful and you have these cut right, they will line up and you don't have to do this trimming that I'm doing. I don't think I trimmed the other one. Yeah, I think that one's fine. I think we have a little bit here. And let's see. Good. And let's see what we can do with this one here. I think I'm not going to trim that off. I think that's going to be fine. Okay. So what I always do, this is crazy, I know, but I always look. This writing is right side up. Our face is right side up there. It's upside, right side up there, right side up there. Where's my, oh, there we go. Right side up, and right side up. Yay. Okay, so pretty much it's done other than your topper. And I'm trying to think of what we could do for a topper for this that's in line with this. Let me see if I have. See, this one, I took one of the girls and I just made it smaller. So I want to do something here. So I think I'm going to go print out something to make the topper with that's in this digital set. And then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I went to my printer and I printed a couple pictures, and I didn't want to waste the paper, and I knew I was going to be doing an Asian journal. So I went ahead and printed out some Asian digital on the other side. So I want to cut that off. We want to cut these out, and I want to see what I can put together for a topper for this cool journal. I took one of the pictures and then inlaid it in another one of Cheryl Francis's digitals. I'm thinking that this might be too small, but maybe not. We're going to look at it. So I'm going to trim both of them out and see which one I like more. I don't know. I might like the smaller one better. I'm not sure. I'm sure I can use either one of them for something else, though. It doesn't really matter which one we use. Okay. So what I came up with was thinking I could use one of these oh, that's kind of cute, huh? Okay, I like that. Might just be a little bit too big, but I like that as well. Maybe I need to cut her down a little bit. Maybe that's one of the problems. The other thing that I end up doing is if I make one journal and then I make a topper like the other journal topper I really love, so then I start comparing. I want to cut this off. I start comparing what I'm trying to put together for the new one to the old one. And I shouldn't do that, but I do. Oh, that doesn't look even to me. Shows like it's even. But that part's not even. That's what's throwing me off. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that'll do it. So let's cut her down just a smidge. I like her too. Gosh darn it. Gosh, darned it. I think I do like this, like this. Or we could do a smaller like this. No, honestly, I think I like this. I think I like it. So let's see if that's the size we want. Yeah, I think I like it like that. So I think we need to trim this down. And then I'm going to make this a little smaller. So we'll trim, leave about that much on there. And then trim this side as well, leaving about the same amount all the way around. And you know what they say, check and double check. Check it twice before you glue it all on there. Oh yes, I love that. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, and then I will save her for something else. Okay, now what I don't know is, do I want to put any kind of lace or anything? So let me see what I have. This is old lace for my mom's wedding dress, and I think that would be so pretty on there. Let me see if I can find an edge that I might have already cut off of here. Okay. So we're going to cut. There's a seam right here, so I'm going to cut this side of it. And I know I'm way off camera down here trying to cut this, but I'm trying to think of how. I don't know exactly how wide I want it, so I'm going to cut it oversize, and then we'll cut it down. Okay. Oh, this will be so pretty. What I'm wondering though is if I even need this manila back there, if I use that. Okay, so if I make this straight, then I want to cut I don't know if I want it coming out both sides or just this one side. Thinking I might want to cut the black down just a smidge. I'm going to glue this on and then cut around it and leave the margin that I think I want. I think that's what I need to do. Otherwise I won't get this the way I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and use my glue stick. Okay. And I'm going to glue it. Am I in camera? I hope I am. I'm going to glue it real close to the edge here. Yeah, leave less of a frame around it, I think. Yep. Okay, let's cut that. Just a smidge right off here. Okay, then if we make just a smidge there, I think that would be better. Yes. Okay, so I want to glue this down as well. So now I'm using heavier paper. This is a cardstock and this is a cardstock. So I want to go ahead and use my art glitter glue on this. I don't know why it's struggling here. Okay, so that's not working. Let's go ahead and use our Fabri-Tac. The art glitter glue, I need to fill it. So okay, we want to trim this one down. I can't even tell if I'm in camera right now, so let me line this up. Trying to make just small frame around it. Keep it as even as I can. Okay. Okay, I think I'm really liking this. I just don't know if I want this straight or if I think I want it a little offset, this lace. I like that. I'm thinking I need some more like black lace or something. I've got this black lace. Let's see what. Let's see what would happen if we put some of that on there. Okay, I think that's going to do it. I think I'm going to like it. So we want to cut a piece of this. About that long. And I'm going to put it right down the center. Oh, I think that's so pretty. Okay, and then we want to offset this piece a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some glue on here at the top so I can lay this part down. Okay, that over there. Okay, then we want to come down here. And I can lift up the edges and put more glue on if I want. Fabri-Tac really gives you enough time to move stuff around, so I want to make sure that these pieces are down. Okay. Then we want to put these down. And then we want to just make sure that these edges that are a little curled up are down flat. And then we want to put our girl right on there, and I love this. Okay. Most everything that's under her is fabric, so we're going to go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac. So I love her. Look at this little book. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And there we go. So we finished this little book in no time. It was pretty quick. Anyways, there you go. So like I said, these books you could make in a day. And Natasha at Treasure Books, I think when she did her video, she had made like 4 of them or something. And again, this is the one we made together. This is the one I made on my own that's the same size. Whoops. Puppies are barking. This is the same size, but I made this one on my own. These are 5x7s. And then these are the two larger ones. So here's one. Let's see, take this one out of here. So you see the difference in their size. So this is just an 8.5 by 11 folded in half. This is our 5 by 7, which I love this size. So that's what I've got. I hope you enjoyed that. It's kind of a tutorial, kind of just craft with me type. And thank you to all my subscribers, past, present, and future. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you try it. It is a very easy journal to make, and you might want to try different sizes. I mean, you could even make a small kind of a pocket type journal. Would come out really well. So I think a couple of these are going to go in my Etsy shop pretty soon. And I guess that's it. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.